Today, I'm going to talk about why it is so important to demand your worth. And I'm going to dive into why most people don't ask their worth and then share with you how you can negotiate. Also, if you are interested in getting a script and a Loom video to accompany that will actually walk you through how to negotiate your raise or a salary with your boss, drop a comment below and I will give it to you. Exactly what I give my clients, I will give it to you so that you can go and negotiate your worth. So just drop a line below and we'll make it happen. I'm Dr. Mrinalini Garg. I work with South Asian professionals who are ambitious and are stuck in the middle management box and want to break out of it so that they can become the leaders they know they deserve to be and negotiate the salary that they are worthy of. This is for people who are really motivated and are willing to look at themselves and want to make a change. Because if you're not willing to step out of your comfort zone, this is not going to work for you. There is no easy route to success, there's no shortcut to success. You will have to work on yourself, apply the strategies, even if you're scared, because that's when the magic happens. Let me share my slides here. I want to start by saying that companies are interested in their bottom line. Whether you work for 40 hours a week or you work for 80 hours a week, it doesn't matter. If you're not profitable, they are gonna let you go. So one thing I tell my clients that they have to be really clear on that their career is their responsibility. Nobody is going to come and tell you and help you do this, do that, and pull you up there. There are only a handful of people who are truly invested in their employees and they actually carve a path for them to get ahead in their career. But most people care about their own growth. Many times they sabotage the employees' growth and they stand on their employees' shoulders and get ahead in their career. So if you feel that it is your boss's job to tell you about opportunities, to coach you, what are the things that you can work on, it's a thing of the past. It's really, you have to be proactive about your career and how you want to go about it. So getting clear on what it is that you want, what's the next role you want for yourself, what do you want for long term? And also, leadership is not for everyone. Some people are just happy with doing whatever they're doing, and that's fine. But even then, it's important that you demand your worth. Knowing your value is so important. Once you know your value and you are confident in yourself, you can go and ask for whatever you want. The worst outcome is they're going to say no. But if you don't ask, the answer is 100% no. If you ask, there's a 50% chance of hearing a yes and 50% chance of a no. But if you don't ask, it's a 100% no. So it's very important that you continue to negotiate more salary, every 6 months, every year. And if you realize that there is no scope, look for other opportunities. In fact, while you're working in the company, you should be looking out for yourself. You should look at other positions. You should look at what is the market willing to pay you. Some people love to stay in that same company. There are pros and cons of moving to another company. I generally don't tell people to move on immediately. You want to really use your organization as a petri dish for building your leadership skills. Have the difficult conversations, have the negotiation conversations, build that network. And despite that, if you're not growing, then you should leave. Okay, so let's dive into demanding your worth. There's a difference between leaders and employees. Leaders are confident in their own skin, they are confident about their abilities, they're confident about their skills, and they demand their worth. And employees, they keep justifying and tell themselves that, yeah, maybe, I don't speak as well. This other person is great at PR, or, they are working on a juicier project and I'm not getting the visibility, or there's racism. And again, I'm not naive. Racism, discrimination, everything exists, but you want to really figure out if you have done your part. And if you have done your part, and even then you're not getting promoted, then you can start thinking about these other reasons. So employees justify staying stuck and they settle for less. There are only two reasons why immigrant men and women, the slide says women, but men and women both, why they don't demand their worth. So one is you believe. Again, it's your belief. It may not be true. In fact, it is not true. So you believe that your expertise is not worth the ask. You're not confident in yourself. You have imposter syndrome. You doubt yourself, even though you can see how much you're doing. Or the other belief is that your employer will not pay you. Again, it's a myth. It's just your belief, and it's your limiting belief that your employer will not pay you. The problem is a recent research, I forget what source it is, but when I find it, I'll post it under this video. The report said only 43% of women negotiated their salary in the this year or last year. Only 43%. Employers will pay you more if you know how to position yourself, if you are confident in yourself, if you're building that network to support and accelerate your career growth. So these are just limiting beliefs. And you always have a choice. You can just hold on to these limiting beliefs, or you can question yourself and you can really ask, is this really true? And then take action, because the answer is going to, it's not true. And then take action, figure out what it is that you need to do. Here's another thing. A lot of people believe that the amount of time they spend on working on something, how detail oriented they are, how expansive, their education is, their expertise is, or their experience is, or what college they went to, what degree, which organization, which university they went to, and they got the degrees. Most people believe that that's what employers look for. That is all good, but at the end of the day, any organization is interested in whether you will provide them the outcomes that they are looking for or not. Are you capable of solving the problems the company has? And if you're able to position yourself and show that yes, you can solve those problems, you are golden. Even in your existing company, most people work in the background, put their head down, do the work, and they don't talk about their accomplishments. They think that, well, I have a one-on-one with my boss. he knows or she knows. Why do I have to talk about it? And I tell my clients that you just have to assume that nobody knows what you do. So you have to become an advocate for yourself and talk about your accomplishments. When you're meeting with leaders, you want to talk about what are the projects that you're working on? What were you able to accomplish? How did it impact the bottom line? How did your work, your project impact the main metrics, the KPIs for the organization, the key performance indicators? If you're not talking about it, people are not going to know. They are just going to know that, yeah, you work really hard and you have technical knowledge, but if they know you by just that, it means that you're not being seen as a significant team player. You're not being seen as a leader. So, employers are willing to negotiate anything if you can make evident your ability to make an impact, which is what I just said. If you can show the impact that you're making, you can show you have the abilities to make an impact. You position yourself such that they can see that the education, the expertise, and experience that you have is very relevant to what they are hiring for. And even within the company, if you can show your abilities to take on higher responsibilities, that does not mean that you just start taking higher responsibilities and keep working, keep working, keep working. If you do that, then they see you as a workhorse, an overqualified, underpaid workhorse. And if you're doing all of that, they will just decide that, well, I don't need to promote this person because they're already doing much higher responsibilities, or much higher level of jobs, and they're going to say, well, I need to keep them here so that they become my right hand, and they're very productive, they're very knowledgeable, so I'm going to use all of that. There are only a handful of bosses who really care about you, who are going to tell you that no, 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 you cannot do this. If you do this, I'll need to give you a raise. Let me have a conversation with senior leaders. But if you're just volunteering and taking on more, and there's nothing wrong with that, but if you're not negotiating, well, I am adding this project to my plate. If I am doing that, I want to see if I can get a better title, if I can get, and a raise, and a salary raise. So they go hand in hand. Most people make the mistake of doing, taking on more work, hoping that their work will speak for itself. It doesn't. It really doesn't. You want to bring the key stakeholders' attention to what you're capable of and then ask for your worth. Really, the employer wants to pay you your worth and more at times. If you are able to position yourself in a manner that they see your value, they will even pay you more. They will pay you to hire you, and they will pay a higher salary to retain you, because hiring is an extremely expensive process and time consuming process. So they would rather keep you if you continue to show your value. One thing I want you to understand is that when you demand your worth, it shows your confidence in yourself. It shows your confidence in your capabilities. And it also reassures your employer that you are great at what you do and that you're unafraid to ask for what you deserve. Because as a leader, you always make bigger, higher asks, right? They have bigger vision and they bring the employees, the managers, the leaders under them, they bring on board to help them achieve that vision. So the leader is always looking for more. So when you ask your worth, your employer actually notices you and they say that, oh yeah, you know, he or she, they do add a lot of value. So instead of being a fly on the wall, now they start noticing you because now you're asking for more. And they start noticing, oh yeah, wow, you went above and beyond to achieve this goal. You had some very hard conversations with leaders who are not on board and you brought them on board. So suddenly they start noticing all that you do. But if you keep quiet, if you don't ask for more, they are going to assume that you're unambitious, that you don't care. You're happy with your work, you're happy with your salary. They are not going to know that you have these ambitions, you aspire for more. So when you ask for more, they are reassured that yes, I hired the right person, and they start believing that they made a great decision by hiring you and retaining you. And they realize that they hired the best talent available in the field. Now, when they pay you more, they also make sure that your time is used wisely by putting you on highly visible strategic projects so you aren't wasting your time working on menial tasks. Now, again, like I said, a handful of bosses will care about that, but at the end of the day, if you are not advocating for yourself, you will also not get juicy projects. You will not get strategic projects to work on. You will not get that visibility. So, negotiation is not just for raises and promotion. Negotiation is all about, are you getting visibility or not? Are you working on projects that really matter for the company? It's a whole package. So you want to make sure that if the leaders are not giving you that visibility, it's your job to have those conversations. And when you ask for more, they are already thinking, oh wow, this this person is a star performer, they ask for raise, I better be prepared for giving them more because I know they are going to come back and ask for more because they are just so great at what they do. And they won't have excuses. I mean, bosses will have excuses, and we need to know how to really cut through those excuses and ask for what we are looking for. So, the more you ask, the more frequently you ask, it takes away the awkwardness of asking for more because you know that the boss is expecting that you will ask more. Let me share Prajakta's story. So Prajakta came to me, she was working as a software quality tester. She had 3 years of experience and she was exhausted and miserable from working more than 70 hours a week. She had a 9-year-old son and she got almost no time to spend with him. She did not have any time for working out, which was something that she really, really loved. She also started losing interest in cooking, something she was very passionate about. You see how, if you're unhappy in your career, that unhappiness, it just seeps into your personal life as well. So Prajakta was not very happy about the situation. And she felt majorly underpaid as well for the efforts and quality that she was putting into her work. In just 3 weeks of working with me, she landed an interview for an analyst position. It's just the position she found that position, and she went for an interview. So we prepared her for that interview because she was highly motivated. She wanted to leave the job. There was no scope of growth there. People were very unhelpful. The environment was very toxic. So we helped her position herself as a leader by giving her strategies about how to answer certain questions, especially the behavioral questions and also the technical questions, because many times when people answer interview questions, it just seems like, the oral exams that we used to have back home. We just memorize everything and regurgitate on the exam, and we just, and if we forget something, then we lose the flow, and the interviewers know that, you just prepared a bunch of questions and you're not being authentic. So we really helped her prepare for all kinds of questions, and coached her how to highlight her value and what she has to offer. She got the offer the very same day to be hired, not as an analyst but as a lead. She was excited and happy to accept the offer, because she got a 51K increase in her salary, which was, almost double her salary. But we helped her negotiate 20,000 more. As a result, she got an increase of 71K more, 70% more. Just think about it. This is possible. What will it allow you to do if you can increase your salary by 50K, 70K, or 100K more? Because we have been able to do that for our clients. And she's not working endlessly any longer. We helped her figure out how to work, how to be very effective, how to be more productive in a short amount of time. So now she's very happy because she has the time to do what she loves. She's making a lot more money. She is confident. And this is how you transform your career. It's not just about getting a raise, but it's just raising your level and seeing yourself as that person who deserves more, who is worthy of more, and actually negotiating that and getting it. And now she is doing her career on her own terms. So, this is all possible for you. Here's the thing though, you will need to step out of your comfort zone. You will need to speak up. And I am an introvert also, and I can give that excuse that I am an introvert, I am shy, I am humble, and that's all good. These are all great values. To be humble, humility is a great value. However, when you start getting exploited, you're getting paid less, even though you're doing more, then you really want to question yourself, is being shy going to really help you in the long term? And once we learn how to speak up, we show up very differently in life as well. The way we show up in the parent teacher conferences, it's completely different. When we are with our relatives and we realize that, oh, they are putting me down, we stand up for ourselves. If somebody is putting our children down, we stand up for them. We don't settle for less. We don't let others treat us like a doormat, because we now know what we are worthy of, and it's not just in terms of money but also respect. So my motto, which I also teach my clients, is that whether people like you or not, it doesn't matter, but respect is non-negotiable. And it starts with respecting ourselves. If we don't respect ourselves, that's when we give away all our time. We work overtime for no extra pay because we don't respect ourselves so much. If we start respecting ourselves, we will not settle for less. We will not take our time for granted. We will protect it like a hawk. If we are underpaid, we will go and stand up and advocate for ourselves. So this transformation is possible. And if you are someone who is stuck in a dead end career, who knows who knows that they are talented, you're bright, you bring a lot to the table, you're brilliant at what you do, and yet you're not able to get into leadership roles, or you are in leadership roles but you are not being as effective because you're holding yourself back, you're not able to really assert, if you're not able to command the room, if you don't have control, if you can't take control of conversations, especially when it comes to dominating personalities, get help. Because I tried to do this on my own for a long time. I struggled, and there was, at that time, I didn't even know anyone who could help me. There weren't as many coaches, but now it's available. So reach out to me. Go to www.unshackledcareerwoman.com/call and schedule a complimentary one-on-one private call with me. And if we are a good fit, we would take you on this journey where you are no longer paying small. You are showing up as a leader and you are making what you deserve. And you do all of this without working endlessly. Until next time.